with an extra shot in that guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like when I was in high school and even early 20s, it was like a cool thing, kind of a hipster thing, to like hate on Sacramento, which is, you know, to me, my hometown. I have a lot of roots in Argentina and a lot of pride in that because my mom has a lot of pride in that, and me growing up, and my grandma being a tough son of a bitch, my mom being a hard-working lady, and then I have more, I guess, respect, loyalty, and pride to Cleveland because that's where my dad's from, and my dad was one of the nicest, most loyal, hardworking people that I've still yet to come across. And I've met some amazing people and some hardworking people, but still the kind of foundation my dad built in me, who he was as a person. So, you know, the loyalty that he had, you know, Cleveland fans, Browns fans, Cavs fans, Indians fans, they're getting some love on the ESPN now because we're playing well, but the fans are fucking diehard, and a lot to that city, I think, where the kind of, you know, blue collar, hardworking people. My dad was one of those, so, and my grandpa before him. So I have a lot of pride in all that. And in high school, it was like cool to hate on Sacramento. I wasn't born here, but I was basically raised here my whole life. And all my friends were like, there's nothing to do, there's no one, this and that, it's not cool. And so a lot of them went off to college elsewhere in other cities trying to get a, you know, I guess find what they wanted, but I stayed here. And I think it's fucking cool. And now they think it's cool. All my friends are moving back from college because they realize how cool Sacramento was, and it's up and coming. Even though it is the capital of the state, it's always maybe not had like the bar scene some people want, but that's not my scene. But it's got a good culture. It's got an amazing mix of ethnicities and people. It's obviously the capital. It's got its own little vibe downtown, and obviously the suburbs, which is true. A lot of suburbs are just suburbs, but I like it just fine, man. Regular order of coffee from this spot is an Americano. Fuck, it's hot. Just spilled on myself. Americano. Added some shots in that bitch because it's going to be the pre-workout of the day. Gonna sip on this. As I mentioned, shower. Excited to have some traveling coming up. Excited to have things in the works. I'm kind of the guy that dips his toe into the pool, checks the fucking temperature. I'm not always the guy that does the cannonball running from the driveway. And in that sense, it's translated to my coaching, you know? I coached people for free for a long time. Well, I mean, first I charged because I was in a commercial gym, but when it came down to serious programming, training athletes, I've been doing it for about 8 years. I mentioned this in other videos. I would never put someone or some class or person or online through something that I haven't done. That's just my style. And I always want to, you know, for lack of a better term, guarantee success, although you can't because everyone is an individual. So all the programs that I've now launched, which are all up right now, if you guys don't know, you need to go get them. You need to go get them because they've been proven. Because I try to help you guys as much as I can here, but when it comes to pure Excel sheets and programming, I can't. But now I can. So in the description, Kaizen training, I partnered with Omar and Bart, the homies. Our programs are now available. A fat loss, maintain your strength program that I've been using. I've been using similar things all year, and I will continue to do so in terms of the diet, nutrition, and training philosophies. Plus a bench press specialist. If you guys are trying to get more into a peak per se, but really specialize in the bench, it does include deadlift and squat with good amounts of volume and a good progression to test new 1-rep maxes in that version. So I would check that out as well. That is more just a program than an actual course, ebook, etc. The fat loss can teach you guys a lot more than what we can just put into a YouTube video. You know, we spent a week filming on that one. So if you're looking to learn a little bit about nutrition, learn a little bit about diet, macronutrients, timing. Oh shit, we broke. If you're looking to learn more about that diet, diet yourself or perhaps help others down the road, the maintain your strength and muscle while losing fat program is something you need to get. It's in the description below. Almost time to train. Let's go. Shower, looking fresh as ever for the gym. I like to set out my outfit. I like to take a shower. I like to look good. Maybe it's a little bit of my basketball past, where sneakers, socks, you know, shorts, shirt all kind of match, gym bag, etc. But it's also just, like I mentioned, kind of my basketball coach, traditions, building traditions, superstitions, whatever you might want to call it. But for you to perform your best through a routine, build routines everywhere, Instagram, fucking workouts, nutrition. You start building these routines and everything becomes easier. Just reflecting a little bit. Don't know if you guys love these chats or not, but sometimes I just need to get it off my chest. I've been blessed. Been lucky to have a couple guys reach out to me who wanted a podcast and interview me over the last couple days. So I did a couple interviews, I guess 2 or 3 days ago, 2 over the last 3 days. Some younger cats that are trying to build their podcast, etc. If I can remember and find it, I'll try to link those interviews in the description here. Shout out to the guys reaching out to me. And a lot of good conversation came up of it. A lot of mental strength, a lot of, you know, kind of routine stuff, life stuff that we talk about. And one thing was talking about, you know, kind of self-reflecting, self-awareness, which I know and think, and I think many others do, to how important it is. So reflecting on yourself, having time within your head, figuring out what makes you happy, what drives you, what are your real goals, what's the meaning, what you're good at, what you're bad at. Try to chase down what you're good at. So hopefully that'll lead to more of that happiness and success. Try to fix or improve what you're bad at, because that can also, in my opinion, progress makes me happy. So fixing things, something that I've known for a little while, but maybe haven't learned how to fix yet, is celebrating, accepting, being happy for the small victories or even big victories along the way to these goals. I'm pretty goal driven, and I guess I have a good and bad habit of never being satisfied. Pulling 700 pounds felt good, but I kind of knew I was going to do it soonish, whether it was that day or a different day. So I don't get stoked for it, where others, you know, it makes me fucking happy and excited because I see how genuinely happy some people are to hit a PR, and that's fucking sick. And that's why I like coaching and programming and trying to help you guys towards your goals, because I know that literally, you know, that first 315 bench, 405 squat, or whatever it is, 500-pound deadlift, 600-pound deadlift, brings true, genuine excitement and happiness to so many people, and I love seeing that. But for some reason, I don't really get that of a thrill from it. So again, just being in my head, you know, thinking about some of the victories, some of the successes I've had over the last couple years, and then diving back down to my childhood, come down memory lane with me a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. The year's about 1998, maybe 97. I'm in 4th grade. I'm already in love with basketball. I played on a couple teams here and there, but nothing real official. I just played every single day by myself, watched everything I could on TV, whether the classic games that were on here and there, or obviously during the week, the NBA games that were on. You know, Allen Iverson just joined the league. Michael Jordan's kind of reigned supreme. There's guys like David Robinson and Kevin Garnett that are still in the mix. And my dad, in his off time, coached basketball years before that. But first time at this new school I was at, decided to coach the 7th grade team, the junior high basketball team, just as a hobby, because he's done it the whole time. He's coached. He's always liked helping out the community and helping out kids in sport, as my dad played sports, all 3 his whole life, and then went on to play like collegiate football and rugby. Actually played football at the same college my homeboy JP Price played at, which is pretty cool and kind of nostalgic for me to hear. going on with the story, I guess 4th grade would be the first time I guess I felt, looking back, that I'd be my first coaching experience. I would go to practice every single day with my dad. Not every day, they practiced like 3 or 4 times a week. Remember, it was junior high, so it wasn't that serious, but I went to practice every day, and I would help my dad, whether little things, collecting balls, rebounding, passing, whatever, little stuff he needed. And then I would try to get into the drills myself, as much as he would let me without distracting the team. And so I believe it was it might have been like Valentine's Day, even though I don't remember exactly, and we normally didn't like do gifts or anything on Valentine's Day for my family, but my dad got me a pair of shoes. He got me a pair of Penny Hardaways for Valentine's Day to have as a court shoe. That was a cool thing and it is a basketball thing, is you keep a pair of shoes that you play in so they're clean, kind of like a lifting shoe. So that pair of shoes you don't wear out on the street because it'll get too dirty and then it'll be slippery. So you always carry your shoes in and change once you're on a clean basketball court. And as a kid, you never have that concept. So my dad buys me Penny Hardaways, which at the time were probably, $90 or whatever. It was my first like upper echelon nice shoe, and started my addiction with shoes. They didn't fit right for whatever reason. I have a pretty wide foot, and I remember as a kid telling my dad, like, hey, I don't know if I could play in these. I don't like how they feel. They hug my foot too much. I think they had like an inner sock, which was kind of a new thing, I guess, technology-wise. So we went back and returned them at Foot Locker or whatever it might be, and I got the Reebok Answers with like the DMX technology in the foot, where there's pockets of air, and as you transfer, those pockets kind of move and add a lot of cushion. And I just remember that being the fucking coolest thing in the world, man, that I got a pair of court shoes. I felt like a real basketball player. Again, I'm in 4th grade, so I don't even know what age that is. I don't know, 10 or something, 12. I really don't know how old I was. Young, not 12. Like 9 or 10, I guess. 98? Yeah, I was 10. I was 9 or 10. And then, fast forward a little bit, keep watching NBA, and 4th, 5th, 6th grade, me and one of my buddies, we start practicing our signature because clearly I'm heading to the NBA. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to end up being a professional basketball player. And what do professional basketball players do? They get shoe contracts and they sign signatures. Like they sign basketball cards and basketballs and sneakers. And then they get deals with Nike and Reebok. And then they get their own signature shoe. And then they just play the sport they love all day long. I know this may be rambling and going on. If you guys want to fast forward a couple minutes, they'll be lifting. And over the last 5 years, I guess, my whole life, but over the last 5 years, some of those things have started to happen. My dad passed away about 4 years ago. He was always my biggest supporter in everything I did. He was at every basketball game besides one, because literally it was impossible for him to make it my entire career. Mind you, that's 4 years of varsity basketball, let alone off-season games, spring games. 7th and 8th grade, he was my coach, so he was obviously there. He was at the majority of my tournaments, off-season or not. He was at a lot of my training sessions. He got me a strength and conditioning coach in 8th grade, and he would come and just watch those. He bought what I remember to be, I think he had a VHS camera or something growing up, but he bought an expensive camera freshman year when I was a freshman in high school, so he could record every single game. I think he even paid, a high school kid or someone to record the games, every single game I went on, home or away. So we have DVDs still of me playing every single year. And if there was anybody other than myself, which you guys may think is egotistic, that believed that I was going to go to the NBA, it was my dad. My mom liked basketball, and she kind of understood that I was pretty good, but she didn't understand anything, whether I was good enough or not. And my dad understands sports. He wasn't naive to any of that. He played Division III football. He played against D1 schools, even though they're old. It was back in the day, it was probably in the 70s and 80s. He played against LSU and some of these huge programs with NFL stars. He understood the scheme of all this. And if there was anyone that believed I could sign signatures get a shoe deal and play professional basketball. It's probably my father. And just kind of that tie-in of, I'm still, maybe it's because I don't believe it is what it is. You know, I don't know if I believe it's luck, or it's not as real, or it's not the same, or maybe because I love fitness, but it wasn't my first love, like basketball or whatever it might be. The realization that I've signed signatures, I've signed weightlifting belts and sneakers and pieces of paper and magazines for a lot of you guys that support me and what I do. And it means the world to me, but maybe I can't realize and justify it in my head why you guys would want that, so then it doesn't click and feel the same as if I was on ESPN every day. Then I'd realize why or how or that I did it. Same thing, I've been blessed and so lucky to work with Reebok over the last 2 or 3 years. You know, to be a Reebok trainer, to be a Reebok athlete, literally is a lifelong dream since 4th grade. But maybe it's me not taking the time to reflect on it, or maybe because that, you know, shoe deal that I've dreamt about since I was 9 years old came about from a different route, not basketball, but hopefully from the content I put out, the knowledge I've acquired, the help and the passion I have for helping you guys towards your goals. Maybe because it came about in that way and not from shooting 3-pointers that inside it's hard for me to justify or hard for me to recognize my successes. But I'm going to work really hard internally to appreciate these things for what they are, because they are fucking awesome. You guys are fucking awesome. I'm a lucky kid. I guess I'm a man. I'm 28. I feel like I'm a 17-year-old kid still. I guess that's Tuesday's Thoughts with Silent Mike on the way to the gym. Time to squat. Here's your chance, buddy. Tell the world your issues.
All right, Modest Yahoo.
Sing us a verse just in case they don't know who he is.
King without his crown, something, something. Really good. Reggae, Hasidic Jew. Seen him in concert, Santa Cruz, no big deal. Almost, it was like within 1,000 feet of him. It was awesome.
Yeah, what are you, best friends with him? What do you mean, no big deal?
No big deal. So the radio station, 94.7 around town, plays really good music, but if you text some number enough, they'll pull it. So I'm rocking out, windows down, and all of a sudden it just comes to a dead stop. Like I thought my radio shut off.
Is this a common thing to happen on this radio channel?
Never witnessed it. So people.
How do you know about this text line?
People are, because they say it all the time. Like we're for the people. You know, like we'll you text us enough.
I say word for Modest Yahoo. I say we take a stand this Saturday.
How do I say keep it?
We'll start a march.
Why Saturday?
Because that's when marches happen. Oh, you don't want to march Saturday? Me and you.
I'm busy Saturday.
We'll fucking grow these out. We'll blast reggae and we'll walk around.
I don't like all reggae.
I love Modest Yahoo.
That's the only.
We'll start a rally in every city, major city in the U.S.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Let our people go.
I would like to expand on that.
Negative. Callie, what do we got going on?
My friend Alex sent us a king cake from New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
There's a creepy little baby in here, and whoever gets the little baby in the cake has to.
Are you making this up? Is it good or bad?
Wear a crop top and.
Marcus, you're gonna get the baby.
And deadlift 405 for an AMRAP.
Are you gonna eat it right now?
No. I'm gonna train first.
You already won. Those nipples. Why is he bigger than you but has smaller nipples?
I don't know how that works.
It's a direct correlation to the bench press.
We play Call of Duty tonight.
Not if you play as bad as you played the other night.
What?
I get out of here late. I mean, I'll get on when I get home.
Yeah, let's play like 8 or whenever.